Hi guys, welcome back. So we've had a really busy couple of weeks getting repairs done to fencing and stuff like that, so haven't had a lot of time to spend getting more work done on the XK. So what I'm going to do is, while we've still got a little bit of daylight, I'm going to get in and make some noise and strip the rest of this enamel paint off. So that way through the week, as I get time when I get home from work, I can run through and do a little bit of recording, and it'll basically just doing the fill work through the scallop cut out in the middle and the other edges of the body work. So I'll hook in, make a little bit of racket and get this stripped off, and we'll show you what we're doing. Okay, so what we're using is one of the plastic strip wheels that you can get from Bunnings. This one's the red one, the red Scotch-Brite one. They're aggressive, but they don't cut into the steel or grind into the steel or anything like that. So it's about the best thing we found to get paint off this XK without putting too much heat into the panel. So even after you've just done it, you can actually touch it on there and it's got bugger all heat in it, so you're not going to put too much heat in there and warp stuff. And whatever paint's on there, and I'm assuming it's an air dry enamel and lots of layers of it, it doesn't come off with stripper. It'll maybe peel one coat off at a time if you're lucky, but just makes a mess and takes hours. So we're going to hook in and do the rest of the bottom of the fender now. So through that scallop and down there. And the good thing about those Scotch-Brites, as you're going through and finding like stone chips and stuff like that that are in the paintwork, where they've got pitting or surface rust and little spiders underneath, like spider cracks underneath the paint with rust spiders going through the steel, hit it with that and it'll strip all the rust out of there while you're going and clean it and prep it, and it's pretty much ready to give it a hit with some coarse grit paper and start your fill work. So I like them. And they're not cheap, but they're not dear compared to stripper. So I'll get in and get the rest in and we'll go from there. Okay, so we've got all the paint stripped off, well, pretty much all of it. The strip where the fender bolts down on the car, we're going to have to go through and strip that with a bit of paint stripper and the grooves and stuff like that. Got a bit late and it was starting to make a bit too much noise, and there's a few little spots where we just have to press with a hammer and dolly as well to straighten them out. But the bulk of the paint is all gone. I'm going to give it a hit with some metal green and wipe it down so it'll be okay through the week and it won't keep rusting, flashing off, and we'll leave it there. So hopefully through the week, now that the bulk of the paint's off, we'll be able to go through and do a few little videos of filling some of the imperfections where Dylan's welded up the badge holes and stuff like that, and getting it straight, ready to put some epoxy on it. So yeah, thanks for hanging around. I'll give this a bit of a wipe down now, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you through the week. So the deal with this is you don't want to leave it on there wet. You want to key it in and then wipe it down with a damp towel or a paper towel to take the excess residue off. And it'll put a layer, sort of like what the Easy Foss does, over the raw metal, and that'll protect it for, I had one panel sit for up to 6 months. No one was touching it, so I didn't have people's hands all over it. But it does work really well. Kind of a shame you can't buy the Easy Foss anymore. So not Easy Foss, you can buy that. You can't buy the metal green anymore. So. That's another work now. And on the lower section down here where it got peppered with stone chips and stuff like that, you put a little bit more on there and you keep it wet. And you can actually kind of like wash out the surface rust on there as it hits. Okay, we're good to go. So again, Sorry about no content for the last couple of days or couple of weeks. We've been busy, but yeah, hopefully we'll be back on top of all the maintenance side of things, and we'll go back into doing some stuff on the XK. So thanks for hanging around. See you next time. Bye.